There we go. Hey,
Hello?
where are you?
I'm at home.
You gonna get on?
I thought I'm on PS5.
Well, yeah, just get in the voice chat.
Oh, I didn't see. I have my Apple TV working right now, so I don't have it active. So yeah, I'll join it.
Okay.
Alright, see you.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta make sure this stream's going. Ladies and gentlemen. Ah, sweet, okay. We're doing play-by-play reaction to the Rams Seahawks game. John Wolford was just announced a starter, so Jared Goff, even though he is active, will not be playing. So it's gonna be interesting. Maybe John Wolford will play a good game. Maybe maybe Jared Goff will have to come in, pull off some heroics with a broken thumb. Okay. Oh God, we have the 8K camera. But while this is going on, I'll play a little. I'm gonna start a little franchise, so you guys won't just watch the screen. Oh, Alex Smith is not playing tonight. In other news, he is inactive, so it looks like Taylor Heineke will be starting. We just came off the Bills-Colts win. Well, Bills won, Colts, yeah. So Bills will be moving on, and we'll figure out who they're playing by the end of tomorrow night. I don't know who to be. We'll be the Jets. I don't know, actually. Yeah, we'll be the Jets. We're doing a fantasy anyway. Alright, kickoff. They run it out about to the 25. Rams start with the ball. John Wolford will be, yeah, we're not going to be the coach. John Wolford will be the starter. He comes out on the field. His second NFL start. Started against Arizona last weekend. Got the win.
Right.
Oh, and Gabe joins us. So John Wolford is officially the starter coming in.
Yep.
I know you're excited about that.
Yeah, I was. So 2nd and 7. Do you got 2nd and 7 right now?
No, I 1st and 10.
All right, so I'm a little bit ahead of you, so I'll try you. You take the lead here, and I'll follow because I'm ahead of you, so I'll know what happens for you, but it'll be off track.
All right, well, we'll run by Cam Akers. That's where I'm at right now.
All right, I'll do this next play. He does another run to. That looks like Akers again, and he'll get about 6 yards on this one. So he'll make it 3rd and 1.
Yeah, Cam Akers has been pretty good. I
mean, he kind of burst. He's been a solid running back all game. I think his highlight game was when he went up against New England and he just ran all over him.
Yeah.
Malcolm Brown checks in.
Oh, okay. Well, we haven't seen a lot of Darrell Henderson, I know, because he came into the scene like early in the year as mostly Darrell Henderson and Malcolm Brown, and then they started putting Cam Akers in a little bit more.
Wolford signaling out. Akers actually still in the backfield. I don't know why the animation is saying Woods. He hands it to Akers. Akers forwards for a couple yards. 1st down, LA. Wolford, he's coming off of his second. He's getting his 2nd start here in the NFL. Got a win in his 1st start against a equally injured Cardinals team. And in case you didn't see, breaking news.
Yeah,
Alex
Alex
Smith will
Smith
be
will not be starting.
inactive
Yep.
for the Washington football team, so Taylor Heineke will be taking the snaps. Wolford looks over center. He connects with. No, it's incomplete. Intended for Cooper Kupp. It hits the ground. Got into the hands of Cooper Kupp. Just didn't quite get the separation he needed. It was knocked down by Jamal Adams.
Blitz boy.
So now it becomes. I think this game will become: can Wolford hit the throws he needs? This isn't. I don't think he doesn't. I don't think he needs to go like full on Patrick Mahomes on him, but he's gotta hit some throws. Seattle's defense has really been solid since the beginning of the season, and he'll throw it a short one to Cam Akers, only gain a yard, and they'll be left in 3rd and 9. With the Buffalo Bills snapping a long playoff losing skid, inching past the Indianapolis Colts after there was some questionable calls by both coaching and referees in that game. I'll say that much. I'll say that much. We won't complain. I don't think Buffalo will complain. They still got the win, but definitely questionable. Wolford got his first completion for 1 yard. Leaves the Rams at 3rd and 9. Alright. Wolford gets a low snap, but is able to get rid of it, and it's incomplete. No flag. Leave it 4th and 9, and the Rams will punt it to the Seattle Seahawks. So it looked. So it was interesting how you definitely call something there, but I understand why you don't. Interesting. Hecker to punt. DJ Reed to receive. He takes a bounce out of bounds. So today we will see 2 backup quarterbacks try to lead their teams to glory in both John Wolford today in this game, and then in about 3.5 hours we will see Taylor Heineke try to save the day for the Washington football team at FedEx Field.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, to say the least. I mean, what a star-studded matchup of, you have Tom Brady, 43 years old, sitting on the other side against Taylor Heineke, who hasn't really...
He's played 1 quarter of NFL football this season.
So...
The stakes are high, but this is the moments where you can really forge a career.
I'm doing a fantasy draft right now.
Oh, nice. So what did you think about the Bills, very close win against the Indianapolis Colts?
I mean, I feel like the Bills played okay. Their defense looked a little bit better than what it's been the past couple weeks. Obviously, they did play really good against Miami, but other than that, I mean, they've been, kind of average. You kind of noticed. I noticed. I don't know if you noticed that it seems like the Bills' defense really learned from the Cardinals game, because you watch on that Hail Mary, everyone
Poyer went up and
it's Micah Hyde.
Micah Hyde, yeah, he was the one who was trying to just swat it down and make sure it doesn't get into that pile.
So
I would say this. Indy were given a golden opportunity after what I would call a
questionable fumble.
From what I saw, it looked like Pascal had gotten back up, but
and then fumbled the ball.
As the review was going longer and longer, I'm like, I wonder if they're gonna call this back. Like they might miss this one. And whenever they missed, I was like, oh no, now Buffalo has an excuse. If they lose, it'll be they got screwed. but you know they survive. And so this is the latest on the Alex Smith decision. This is why Alex Smith. So it is a functionality issue, not a pain issue. Chris Carson takes a less toss and will gain about a yard. Seahawks drive starts. You know, when you look at the Seahawks, last year they were so solid, but then, you know, they lose. First they lose Rashad Penny, their backup, but still a very heavy part of their running game. Then they lose Chris Carson. Then there was a third guy who got injured as well, so they had to bring in Marshawn Lynch to take the snaps. So then this year, it kind of started that way, you know, at points like DJ Dallas was starting. As Wilson dumps one out left, and he gets to David Moore, who will get about another yard. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Yeah, and then to pick back up on what you were talking about, they even brought back in Alex Collins in the middle of the season. I'm pretty sure he's on the practice. Yeah, he's on the practice squad now, I believe. But
yeah, but they got Chris Carson. They have Carlos Hyde, and it looks like Hyde is right now in on this 3rd and 6, and we'll see what happens here because, you know, this Rams defense, we know that it can pull out great plays. With Aaron Donald, your defense can do stuff, and with Jalen Ramsey, but they got to stop him here. Dumps it, misses Hollister. It was either was that Hollister or was that Disley? It may have been Hollister, but he misses it, and the Rams and the Seahawks will trade punts for their first drives here. And Dixon will punt, and Webster will return for the Rams. Here's the punt. Swinging right, maybe a little bit short, but it'll roll, takes a nice bounce, and will go all the way to right on the 30-yard line with a flag on the play.
can't be roughing the punter, I can tell you that much.
We would have seen something by now.
Yeah.
Looks like it might be on the Seahawks. Holding receiving team, so it's on the Rams. So you're going to be backing up Wolford a little bit more. Those are, you know, I know it doesn't seem like a big deal. Those are going to be the plays that matter because you have John Wolford and you don't have Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Can't be giving up yards right now.
He is active, just not starting.
Starting. I mean, the thing is, if your guy's not comfortable taking snaps and throwing the ball, it's useless to have him in there.
Yeah, but it's just in case basically it feels like John Wolford
something
doesn't.
happens to him.
Well, if they don't like how he's playing, they could possibly bring him in.
So they asked Sean McVay a couple days ago, and what they said was McVay has no intention to swap quarterbacks out during the game unless something serious happens. So I think Wolford is here to stay unless he gets injured. Then they'll bring in Goff. But still, it is a delicate quarterback situation, but this could turn into a defensive brawl. The Seahawks, their defense, from mid-season to now, has shown great improvement in the addition of Carlos Dunlap. And that pass rush has gotten way more energy. And then on the Rams side, they've had a pretty good defense all season. So it'll when I take that into account, it almost is obvious you think that the Seahawks will win because, whenever two defenses are playing good, it kind of comes down to who has the best quarterback play. And it's also a contest that it would be Russell Wilson over John Wolford. But all it takes is a couple plays for the Rams. We know that when you're inconsistent like they are, it's a curse, but it's also a blessing because you can really outperform your expectations.
Yeah. I mean, no one's really coming in. I don't know if there are a lot of people expecting the Rams to win this with John Wolford as their starting quarterback. So,
but if they can take a lead here, try to get something going here on offense. They're gonna have to because they can't have they can't keep going scoreless on drives. Sooner or later, that defense will wear on Russell Wilson will get the plays. So you have to give them some type of cushion, or you gotta keep going with them.
Yeah.
You gotta run with them. Right now, it would just be. So if results stand, Buffalo will most likely play the Steelers next week, unless the Browns win. Because then it would be if the Browns win, then it would come down to the winner of the Ravens and Tennessee. So, it'd be definitely interesting to see how it plays out in the rest of the AFC wildcard. But here in the NFC, Wolford, 1st and 10, hands it off. Akers will get about 9 yards. Good run by Cam Akers. Getting back up to where they were before the holding penalty on the kickoff, and a Seahawks player has stayed down. And so they're talking about, how Goff, he was warming up during pregame, and he was throwing some decent balls, but something, I think it has to be something with consistently getting the ball out and consistently doing the things that puts wear on that thumb. I think it may be too much to sacrifice for them to put Goff in.
Well, another thing is also some coaches that we usually see in the wild card, they kind of just go, balls to the wall at this point of the season. Season's on the line. It's win or go home. So you just never know what the Rams might do here.
Yeah. McVay, his offense has had to take, a really different turn. His first years, it was just all offense, high flying, all over the field. Now it's turned to much more of a conservative turn, and I do applaud him for how he's been able to adjust, because before, the Rams were never about, defense. They always had Aaron Donald to give them that edge, but it has transformed into the more conservative team that you see today. And I think it's interesting how kind of quickly that transformation was for the Rams, because of where the offense was 2 to 3 years ago under McVay.
Yeah.
And for the Seahawks, Russell Wilson looks like it'll be another year of a really good performance, but yet not enough to win an MVP.
Yeah, the thing is, he started off so hot, and same thing happened last year. Started off really hot, and then he just always seems to go down towards the middle of the season and doesn't really perform enough to get into MVP or stay in the MVP conversation at least.
The two biggest hits were he had 3 big hits. One was the game against Arizona where he threw 3 interceptions. Then it was the game against Buffalo where he had 3 turnovers. I think he had an interception. He had 2 interceptions and a fumble, and they got blown out in that game. And then whenever the Rams beat them, because they shut Russell Wilson down.
Yeah,
because these two teams have split their series. I think it was week 11. The Rams took it, but then I think it was week I want to say 15 or 16. The Seahawks took it. So the favorite would go to Seattle. They won the NFC West second time in a row after the Rams won it 2 times in a row. It's I remember at the beginning of the season we're talking about, the NFC West could send 4 teams to the playoffs, because San Francisco, they were looking like they were still playing all right, even with Nick Mullins, and Jimmy Garoppolo wasn't out for the season. The Cardinals were looking really good, and the Rams and the Seahawks were looking good. Now, I think the best division in the NFL this year was the AFC North, who sent 3 teams in there.
Yeah, but we also have to say that the Bears kind of got an easy back end of the schedule.
Walford almost gets a guy to jump off sides and motion him out. 2nd and 1. Walford has thrown 3 times, 1 completion, and another run. He'll pass it here. Looking, he's gonna scramble. He will not get the first down. He basically dove down at the line of scrimmage. Walford, he has those legs. He has the legs. He can scramble out of there. It's just the throwing ability is in question. How many times can he consistently get that ball out and get it to his star wide receivers like Kupp and Woods? And the injured player, Seahawks DJ Reed, he has returned to the field, so that's good to see. About 9 minutes left to go in the first quarter. 3rd and 1. Looking to force another three and out here. And Akers keeps, and Akers will get the first down of about 4 yards. He's still going. He's still going. He's still going. And nope, not 4 yards. That'll be like 9, 10 yards. More like 8 yards. But it's still, I don't know how the heck they kept pushing him. Akers, I always wonder, what is it like for a running back who's in that pile? That must be the most terrifying moment of your life. Like, your life is flash before his. Walford takes a snap, throws it down the middle, complete. That one is to Cooper Kupp.
But yeah,
past the 50 in the Seattle territory.
That'd have to be scary. You have like 8 fucking 500 or 400, 300, 200. Yeah. Just
pushing
very large men, just grabbing onto you, trying to get you down. Then you have another like 4 or 5 trying to push you forward. So you're going in all different directions.
Yeah, like these 2 people are trying to defy the forces of gravity. And he takes a toss. Walford, throws it right to Robert Woods, and he drops it. Now look, I'm a big supporter of John Walford, and I'm not trying to be biased here. You gotta catch that if you're Robert Woods. Looked wide open.
Yeah, I think I'm about to watch the play that you just got.
It was a little. I guess they're gonna do a little backstory on John Walford. So he was a 4-year starter at Wake Forest, and then played in the Alliance of American Football. Okay, so I just saw the replay. It was a little bit behind him.
Yeah, it was behind him, but it was still very catchable.
He throws it up, and caught by Cooper Kupp. I don't think he's down yet, but they're going to call him down. Completed pass, first down for the Rams. Look at this. So he does a little cross route. Jamal Adams tries to break on it. And I'll say, well-placed throw by Walford. Got it. If he misses that throw, Jamal Adams probably taking that home for 6 because he had the break on it. But he put it right in that corner where Kupp could get it. So good start here. Walford 3 for 6. Kupp having 2 of those 3 completions from John Walford with about 7 minutes left in the first quarter. Akers keeps. He'll run it for about 6 yards.
Oh.
Rams in field goal range. Nice. And then, this is the type of drive you want to see from John Walford. Getting the points on the board. Keeping up with the Seahawks right now. Because I think right now a low-scoring game is a ally to the LA Rams more than it is to the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, and then also another big thing for the Rams to do is kill tons of clock as much as you can, because
that's how they beat them the first time.
Yeah, the big thing is going to be keep Russell Wilson off the field.
Cam Akers gets another carry, and he'll take it for another 10 yards as he'll get a first down. 8 yards. But whenever, because me and you were watching that game live whenever the Rams beat the Seahawks, and it felt like every time they were showing a highlight of the game, it was the Rams having the football. Like, they're always just converting these 3rd and shorts, getting these little dump offs to keep extending drives. Seahawks never saw the football. All right, here we go. 5 first downs for the Rams, 0 for the Seahawks, but the Seahawks only had 1 possession. Wolford takes it, keeps, will only get about 2 yards, and Wolford is down. The flag has been thrown. Wolford is hurt. Wolford is hurt.
So this might be where we see Jared Goff come in, and that is where this game will change.
Dirty.
Now, the question will be...
Is he alright?
Yeah.
He took his helmet off, but I'm wondering if maybe he has a little bit of pain.
Blitz,
they are not calling... There is no flag. They have picked up the flag.
Was that Blitz Boy on the play right there?
Wolford has stayed down.
That's Blitz Boy. Jamal Adams with the hit. Let's see.
Wolford has stayed down. Ooh. Goff is warming up. Boom!
Hit him.
I don't know how you can't call... His knees are down. Boom! He hit him. That's... How can you not call that?
He led with the helmet, hit shoulder pad to helmet.
And the quarterback has given himself up. Wolford had completely given himself up. Dirty hit. Absolute disgusting hit by Jamal Adams. My lord. The fact that you picked that up, I don't know how you can justify that.
Jared Goff warming up on the sideline. They cut to commercial.
Unbelievable.
This is going to be interesting, to say the least.
Unbelievable. You pick. Not only did he do it in the first place, but you let him just get away with that. That is sad. If you're that officiating crew, I understand you don't want to affect the outcome of a game, but it's the first quarter. You gotta call that. That is textbook unnecessary roughness. Led with the helmet, hit him. One, he was down. He was already down, and he had given himself up. So those are 3 different check marks on a dirty hit. Unbelievable. So, unless something happens during the commercial break where Wolford is okay, then Jared Goff will come in and take snaps, which you kind of wonder, will this bring in some type of new Wildcat formations, maybe? Because Goff can't be... I don't think Goff can be just, thrusted right back into regular play. Is what you assume, at least.
I think they'll start off with a couple runs, and then maybe after that, McVay will gauge how he's feeling. They might try to open it up a little bit to some short passes to, see how he feels. But if he's not, if the thumb is sore, and if it's really giving them problems, they might just resort to running and short passes and jet screen plays and stuff like that. So I mean, and that's also another big thing in Robert Woods' arsenal is a lot. He does, he used to do a lot of jet sweeps, especially
so
in Buffalo.
Is walking off the field. He is headed to the locker room. Jared Goff is in the game.
They're probably going to be evaluated for a concussion.
Probably. He probably needs to go into concussion protocol at least. Will be evaluated for it.
Yeah, so depending
on...
Here we
go. Goff hands it off to Akers. Akers forges for about 3 yards, and it'll be 3rd and about 5. Yeah, I want to hear an explanation. Yeah. I don't understand how you pick up the flag there. I don't understand. You're allowing Jamal Adams to literally hit. No, don't high-five him. Freaking punch him in the face, John Wolford. Take your helmet off and go Myles Garrett on him. Jeez. Ridiculous. The fact that you let him get away with that is disgusting. 3rd and 5. 3rd and 5. Here we go. Jared Goff looking. He's sacked. Sacked by Jaron Reed and the Seahawks will force a field goal off the LA Rams. So
Drive stalls out after Walford
John
goes
Wolford's
to the
injury.
locker room.
You hope that he's all right, because I mean,
You just gotta
yeah.
hope it's a
you
headache.
hope that he's all right.
You just gotta
Hope it's just a cramp. 4th and 12, 40-yard attempt for Matt Gay. Here's the kick. It is up, and it is good. The Rams take the lead.
Very interesting, though, that the Rams decided to go for a pass there on 3rd down. I mean, I understand, it's 3rd down, you gotta take a shot and whatnot. But I would have thought they would have, designed some play to at least, help get someone open downfield that Goff could hit for an easy completion.
They were looking for a dump off to Gerald Everett, but he got double covered. So then he tried to flip the side of the field and maybe scramble, but that was when Jaron Reed came in and gave him a piggyback ride. Made him give him a piggyback ride. So Wolford is most likely done for the game.
Yeah, unless if he
it
magically
ends up
gets
being
better.
serious.
Yeah.
But so Goff will start for the rest of the game. I guess. So now this basically comes down to what can the Rams defense do for them, because you kind of wonder how effective will the Rams be with Jared Goff and injury. Sad for John Wolford. I was really looking forward to seeing him in this playoff game, see what he could do.
You know what I'm excited for tonight, though?
What?
Taylor Heineke.
Me too. I'm not getting off the boat. I'm right in this riverboat. I'm still going the football team to win.
This riverboat Ron.
This riverboat Ron. I ain't hopping off yet. Just because Alex Smith is out. As long as it's Dwayne Haskins not playing, I'm gonna have hope.
As long as Dwayne Haskins isn't playing.
Dwayne Haskins is garbage. He did so. Yes, while we're in a commercial break, Dwayne Haskins on Monday plans to meet with the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, that's going to be quite interesting. I've also heard that maybe the Steelers would want to pick him up, which that wouldn't be such a bad thing.
Wouldn't be the most craziest idea with, you got your aging quarterback on his last years.
Also, Mike Tomlin's so used to dealing with, the kind of stuff that Dwayne Haskins pulled. That Dwayne Haskins pulled. Obviously, making fun of your coach with cancer about his body weight isn't the best, but Mike Tomlin could probably dish it back out. So
it's so weird that this is no longer the CenturyLink Field. It is now Lumen Field.
Yeah, Lumen Field changed in the middle of the season.
So now the kickoff goes for a touchback, and the Seahawks start at the 25-yard line. Russell Wilson, second shot at it, and I mean, it's so weird. It's hard to get a lock on what the Seahawks are like. How they run their offense. They hand it off to Carson. Carson kind of hook it around back. We'll get in about 2 yards. With a flag on the play though. Because, you'll have these games where DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett are just going off. But when they're cold, they're like, okay, we have Chris Carson. But Chris Carson is a great running back. And it's holding on Seattle. It'll be a 10-yard penalty, 1st and 20. So, yep, there it is. Kind of pushed him. Alright. So But yeah, as I was saying, like, Chris Carson, he's not like someone you can just work, like, he's not your Derrick Henry, but he is a good workhorse. But he's not as good as, like, he's not a running back who can just carry your offense. What the heck was that? Okay, so false start offense. So we're gonna go to 1st and 25.
Huh.
After it looks like Will Disley this time jumps. So you look at the offensive line for the Seahawks. It's very questionable. No one like of note. But then you look at the offense, the players. You got Lockett, you got Carson, you got Metcalf, you got Wilson, and David Moore.
You also got to keep in mind though. You look at who's
Wilson's
playing.
in trouble. Wilson sacked at the 1. Aaron Donald.
That was really close.
And now it'll be 2nd and 29. Look at this. So Wilson, I mean, good on him for at least staying out of that end zone, but he was in trouble. He went down right at the 1.
You also got to keep in mind who's playing across DK Metcalf in this game.
Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago.
Last time these two matched up, I mean, Jalen Ramsey has been able to lock down on almost any wide receiver you put him on.
Yeah, last time Jalen Ramsey played was against DeAndre Hopkins, and he kept DeAndre Hopkins quiet for the most.
Hands it to Carson. Carson breaks out to the right. He's got a big gain, but he will. Sorry, 2nd and 34. I said 24, 34.
No, you said 2nd and 29.
Yes, 34. And it'll turn to 3rd and 20 after a 14-yard run by Carson. Gets a little extra yards, keeps them from punting inside their own end zone.
Yeah.
Good on Carson, but not the greatest drive for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, we touched on it. Big thing for the Rams is just to keep playing great on defense and just
hope that
kill a bunch of clock on offense. Yeah.
And here comes some more pressure. He's in trouble again. He's sacked again. Aaron Donald again. With 1.5 minutes to go, Aaron Donald with 2 sacks on this one drive.
Yeah, the Seahawks offensive line always hasn't been the best. It's starting to show right now. I don't know if they're gassed or something.
Wilson over here. He also has who is that? Fox. He's punting his own end zone. Here we go. Punts it, gets it out. Good. At least that's the bright side that he was able to get it out of there. It'll get past midfield. Don't touch that. Okay. And it'll be down at the. And it looks like that is the Rams' own 41.
And Aaron Donald just a force to be reckoned with in this game right now.
He is, and he'll be the key part. Can he? Now, I think what the Rams' offense wants is to have a nice long drive to let the defense regas, refuel. Make sure that you're not like depending on them to just keep getting 3 and outs, because if you keep going 3 and out, sooner or later that defense is gonna wear.
Yeah.
And that'll because the Seahawks defense is all right, but right now it doesn't have to do much. Its job is a lot simpler than the Rams' job. Looks like Russell Wilson's having a nice pep talk with his offensive line. Probably ticked off at the fact that he has been already sacked twice. Yeah. Got manhandled in the pocket twice, but 55 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Goff, play action, searching, runs it, throws it, overthrows Tyler Higbee.
And I'm surprised that they're still going for passes, especially when it's first down. Try to get a run or something, get a little. Maybe a little screen pass or something.
I would expect a run on this play. The thing is, I don't think the. So, I just looked this up. So, if Goff starts struggling, say he's just hurting too much, the Rams' next option is Blake Bortles.
Oh yeah, I forgot they signed him.
After Goff went down the first time. Akers goes nowhere. That'll be I think it'll be either a loss of 1 or no gain. Bobby Wagner on the tackle. and they're gonna have to do at least one more play for the end of the quarter. 3rd and 10. Goff takes it, going deflected down. Carlos Dunlap smacks it down, and that was the one thing I said the Rams couldn't do. Go 3 and out. And they did exactly that. Let's see what happens here. So he goes for it. Dunlap just knew exactly where Goff was going with that ball. 27 seconds left. The one good thing for the Rams defense, they'll have the quarter break to rest. But that was not the way you wanted that to go. So the ball is bouncing down, and the Seahawks guy takes it, but only gained about 7-8 yards. I think he was expecting maybe a little bit more, but gained a couple yards. With 17 seconds left, Seahawks will probably win one more play.
Man, Carlos Dunlap did get pretty high on that.
You know, you had the meme in the beginning of the season. Let Russ cook. Well, then started burning some meals, to say the least. But yeah, as I say, he's got 2 number 1 wide receiver options here in Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf. Now, Jalen Ramsey is going to be on one of them, so he'll be on that second one to really be, you know, the key contributor here. Here we go. Lockett is actually lined up in single coverage right now. 17 seconds left in the quarter. 1st and 10. Play action. He's looking for it. He goes for Lockett. Lockett! Oh, wow! One-handed catch! But with a flag on the play, you kind of wonder, will that be defensive pass interference? Because it looked like he was getting held a little bit there. Look at this. Wow! He basically catches it with his... brings it in with his bicep.
Yeah, and they got the perfect storm right there. Oh, what a catch! Yeah, they had DK Metcalf go out on the motion, try to see, Russ try to see what he had in coverage, and he sees Tyler Lockett out there one-on-one, and Russ being I think, in my opinion, Russ is probably the best deep ball thrower in the NFL, and he just puts that one right where it needs to be.
And the clock will run out, and that'll be the first quarter. And so the quarter ends after a big play from Tyler Lockett, but the Rams do find themselves up 3-0 at the end of the first quarter, dealing with a quarterback injury to break out early. But in Seattle, the Rams at least in that lead. But I mean, I just want to go back to Tyler Lockett. I wasn't really paying attention to what Lockett was doing until, they ended up losing this game, but he got 4 touchdowns against the Arizona Cardinals in that, that really just incredible Monday Night Football game. And, Lockett, because they had put so much attention to DK Metcalf that game, and they basically said, Lockett, make a play, and Lockett made plays the entire game. So it was really impressive, and Tyler Lockett can be that guy. Now, what do you think? Obviously you can't just depend on that to happen. So I'm wondering, what are the Seahawks gonna have to do consistently to get the first downs and get touchdowns going?
Well, since Jalen Ramsey's probably going to be locking down one of your what I think is Russell Wilson's best receiver and most physical receiver, trying to get in the red zone at least. DK Metcalf, obviously for me, I'd say he'd be the red zone threat too. But Jalen Ramsey on that other side, taking away all of that, I think you're gonna have to try to get the run going a little bit more, especially how we've seen the offensive line been holding up the first couple drives, and obviously Tyler Lockett and Will Dissly are gonna have to become a big, a big factor in your passing game. So
Definitely.
With the Rams front four, try to get the ball out quickly, but you're gonna want to watch out to see where Jalen Ramsey's lined up, because he'll make you pay for any throw.
Yeah, and that'll be the big thing. Will Jalen Ramsey be able to shut down DK Metcalf like he did back in Week 11? And can he, work with that momentum? Because now it's going to come down to whoever's... Because if he does his job, it's just going to come down to who's on Lockett and are you doing a good enough job containing Lockett? Because if you're doing that, you have a better... You're really sitting in a beautiful place there. Alright, so 1st and 10. We just got back. Seahawks with the ball. Coming off of the one-handed bicep catch from Tyler Lockett. They are at their own 44. They hand it off to Carson. Carson bursts up the middle and get about 5 yards. You look at Chris Carson, you look at his growth. It's really amazing how, so many teams are starting to burn first-round picks on running backs and, first, second-round picks. But then you got the Seahawks, who were able to find this guy in the 7th round of the draft.
Yeah, and another running back you talked about, I'm blanking on his name right now.
Rashad Penny?
Yeah.
Wilson is sacked again.
Yeah.
This one is Floyd.
And, like I said earlier, the big thing about the passing game is you have to get the ball out quick because they're coming after you every play. And it's not just going to be Aaron Donald. A lot they still have
blockers. They have Floyd. They have these people who can just be these rocks in the backfield. And your very weak offensive line. I'm sorry, it's not the greatest, but with that weak offensive line, you're gonna have to be careful. 3rd and 7. Ball at Seattle. They're gonna snap it here. He's under some pressure, gets rid of it, and Metcalf is blown up. It's gonna be called incomplete. They want to try to take it back. Troy Hill. Let's take it back, but pretty clearly, well, from the first replay, it looks clearly to be incompletion. Yeah, that looks like an incompletion. Yeah. Didn't even get a second foot down before he got hit, so good play though. And that was Jalen Ramsey. So 4th and 7, they're gonna have to punt.
Yeah.
The Rams defense getting the job done, but now can the Rams offense return the favor? Try to have a nice long drive here. Let the defense rest. They're gonna start deep in their own territory we touchdown at about the 5 or 4 yard line. DK Metcalf clearly frustrated. If you want to know, what were you gonna say about Rashad Penny?
And what you're talking about was how they, a lot of teams waste a first-round pick and whatnot. Rashad Penny has played, decent, but he hasn't really lived up to his, first-round pick. Yeah. So
the toughest part for him is so they both came, Chris Carson had come in and then Rashad Penny, and they were this amazing duo. But then, even last year, they were starting to be this really great duo at the running back position. Then Rashad Penny tore his ACL. Then Chris Carson, I think he had a leg problem as well. And then, Rashad Penny didn't return to action until just about a month ago. He was still injured. So, and obviously now Carlos Hyde has kind of earned that second position, so we don't know when the next time we'll ever see Rashad Penny again. But it's still it's kind of upsetting how, great that duo was doing and how it's just kind of fallen off by injury and those two just not being able to be the committee that they were. Would say whenever we're dealing with some players who could be ending their season this year. Philip Rivers, one person whose season just ended this year. I know he's not as big, he's not as talked about, but this could be his final season starting.
Yeah.
You got, Larry Fitzgerald, a guy who we just saw officially retire. Really sad time for him. Never to get a ring. And now I think the next big name that's still playing is Drew Brees, who plays tomorrow night.
Yeah, and the big consensus around the league is that, if he, win or lose tomorrow this year, is reportedly his last year. So, we'll just have to. It's going to be an interesting offseason in front of us, and especially depending on how some of these games are going to go tomorrow. Another big thing that I don't think a lot of people are talking about is the Ravens and Titans game.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be
because there are a lot there's a lot going on in that game. Lamar Jackson hasn't won a playoff game yet. We just saw Josh Allen win his first. Wins one, a day before Lamar Jackson could potentially. But the big thing that Lamar Jackson talked about in his press conference was that all the other guys that have entered in the league with him haven't won a playoff game either.
Yeah.
And the big thing is, he can't win a playoff game, and his contract, you can open up contract negotiations this offseason. So, it's going to be a little bit better at the table and be like, I want this amount of money if you have a playoff win under your belt. But you go 0-3 in the playoffs, it's not going to be looking good for you.
So the Rams are sitting at 3rd and 8 after a 2-yard run from Cam Akers and then an incomplete pass intended for Robert Woods. And I think Jared Goff's, his weakness right now, with that thumb injury, is showing massively, and the Rams are attacking it. 3rd and 8, trying to not go 3 and out here. Goff searching, throws it deep. He's going, and it's incomplete. Searching for Cooper Kupp.
Yeah,
And, at this point, I would consider putting in Blake Bortles. At this point, you're not getting anywhere.
If I'm Sean
Your
McVay,
defense cannot do this.
you gotta dial up some runs or something. You can't expect Jared Goff to make some of these throws right now. He's still calling like it's for John Mulford, and you look at that Cooper Kupp throw. It's probably best you missed it because there were 3 guys in the vicinity. But
Punts away. It'll be fair catch at Seattle's 49, so they're going to have some decent field position to work with here. The Rams defense comes back on the field. Jared Goff struggling here.
yeah, and Sean McVay has to call something else right now because Jared Goff is not going to be able to make some of these throws that he might be expecting.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of what's going. I think that's why the Rams' offense is stalling right now, is because they're trying to dial up too many passing plays. Establish the run game. Establish what you were doing well before John Walford got injured and had to go to the locker room. That you guys were doing really great on short passes, and
Walford was getting around the pocket, and he was, there was the element of surprise, but there's no element of surprise with this. They know what they're trying to do because I think they know that they're only limited on certain plays, so they know how to stop those. So Goff is coming up empty, and you got Blake Bortles, and I know, it might be a questionable decision, but Blake Bortles at least. Can function like a regular quarterback, and if your quarterback can't make throws, then why do you even have him out there? I understand Wolford got injured, but Bortles might be an option to look at. I know he said he doesn't want to switch quarterbacks, but this might be a necessary change.
yeah.
This is the playoffs.
This is a big win or go home kind of thing, and you even though You might get criticized for it later. You have to make the hard decisions now because it's not going to do you any good looking back when you're at home in the off
And you're like,
season.
I stuck
What
with
if?
Goff.
What if? What if? You know, and a lot of teams always think, what if, when they're sitting at home, come January, or come later in January and February. So.
Definitely. Now, I'm not getting anything that says that. Now, after the last drive, Metcalf got hit, ball popped, ball was incomplete. Metcalf went to the bench and was spitting angry.
Yeah, he was upset with everyone. Now I don't know how that's
what
gonna.
the context of that is or why he's so
Yeah.
upset. Like, I mean, it's one drive. You just got beaten.
And another thing is, I mean, he might be upset that the offensive line can't keep Russ up so he can get his targets or whatnot. But
1st and 10. Aaron Donald has 2 sacks already. Can he get a third? He won't have a chance here because Chris Carson will take it. Chris Carson will run it up and he'll get a 1st down. To the Rams' 41-yard line. Good start to the drive as they move all the way into Rams territory. This is, I don't like you bringing it up, but this is what the Rams need to avoid because the Rams' defense has been on the field a lot now. Carson takes it up the middle, get about 3 yards. Only a matter of time before, this Rams defense starts getting tired. They start feeling the pressure. They don't have the time that they need to rest, and then maybe a bad play slips by, and the Rams could take the lead on it. 2nd and 6, 11 and a half minutes left to go in the game. Rams still winning 3-0, but the Seahawks are now, I guess, technically they are in field goal range for Jason Myers.
yeah, and they were given really good field position.
Russ in trouble. Russ gets rid of it. It'll be incomplete. Floyd, who has a sack already, read the play perfectly. He didn't bite on the fake. Made Russell Wilson work for it, and he kept him from hitting his dump-off route. Good play by Floyd. 3rd and 6. Leonard Floyd. Here we go. Can they get them off the field and, just keep trying to hold up this offense while the offense just tries to get something together for the Rams? But Wilson in trouble. Wilson escapes. Wilson gonna scramble. Wilson's not gonna get it. He's gonna be about a yard short. You wonder if they're gonna go for it here. He will be short. And Russell Wilson is coming off the field.
Oh, I can't even think of who. What, Geno Smith? Is there the backup?
For the Seahawks?
Yeah. Just
I
in
don't
case
know.
of.
Maybe Geno. Alright, Jason Myers. 50-yard attempt here. He's been a really, really good kicker this season. Kicks it, kick is up, and it is good. And that'll be equalizer. Rams defense, it gave up the points, but did a good job. And so for the Rams, the question now is, what will they do on offense? Are they going to put Bortles in? Are they going to maybe try a different offensive scheme? Stop trying to ask Goff to throw so much. Goff has still got his helmet on. He is still warming up, so I think Goff will be coming back on for another drive. Alright, so gotta wonder.
Tied up game. Jared Goff coming in with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. There's going to be some interesting stuff going on. I think
I think
McVay.
Jared Goff has thrown a completion yet.
Yeah.
Here's Goff. So, 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Will they establish the run? You know, will they come up? Do they have something else in their playbook ready for Goff? I just don't see. They have to have one of those things. So I don't think McVay is thinking over there, well, nothing's working, but I'm still going to stay with Goff because I have confidence in Goff.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes things just aren't physically possible with injuries. Over 4 for Jared Goff on passes. Hands it off to Akers. Akers takes it up the middle. It's only about 2 yards. Okay, so I don't know if you just heard what Joe Buck just said.
No.
Goff going long. Oh, it's caught by oh, wow, what a catch by Cooper Kupp. Throws it into basically a 50-50, but Cooper Kupp says, give me that. So, what Joe Buck just said was, Blake Bortles is inactive today. So, do you want to know who their backup quarterback is? The next quarterback up for the LA Rams is Johnny Hecker, their punter. So the first completion for Jared Goff is a 45-yard bomb to Cooper Kupp. And the Rams have an offensive lineman who is down right now. Wow. What a catch by Cooper Kupp. Comes in clutch when you need it most. And, well, he delivers big. Rudy, you there? I don't know where Rudy is gone. Rudy, are you there? No. Okay, I'm trying to figure this out just like else right now because I don't understand where Rudy is going. I wonder if he has gone AFK for a second. But if they have, so the Rams are sitting at 3rd and down, 3rd and 2. Goff still has he is now 2 for 6, 51 yards. Goff hands it off to Akers. Akers gets nowhere, and the Rams will be forced to kick another field goal. Bobby Wagner, the middle linebacker, All-Pro, with the stop to force 4th and 2. So Goff does get some completions going in this drive, but and we'll be able to at least hopefully secure another lead for the LA Rams. Matt Gay comes on again for a 39-yard attempt after making one from 40 in the first quarter. Matt Gay's kick is up. It is good. The Rams reclaim the lead. And, you know, this Rams offense is a grinded out, drain clock type of offense. So the fact that it's going big play is really out of the identity of it. So you wonder, will they be able to sustain this type of offense? They did get the points they needed. Now you wonder, did the defense have enough time to refuel and everything? We'll have to see, because it's not ideal right now for your backup quarterback to be your punter. Rudy, are you back?
Yep.
Where did you go?
Oh, my mom had to talk to me.
Oh, fine.
Yeah, so.
Alright. Well, so the
Rams
Jared
tied
Goff
it
had
up.
a big 45-yard bomb that helped them get into field goal range, and Matt Gay kicked them into the lead. You know, I'm wondering. So I'm watching the Sunday night, waiting all day for Sunday night theme for the Eagles football team.
Yeah.
I want to see what they... Okay. Dang, I really wish they would have said football team and Eagles. That would have been the most legendary moment of Sunday Night Football. But they let me down a little bit there, and they said Washington and Philly. So the positive for the Rams was they were able to reclaim their lead. The one negative thing I'd say is they did that pretty quickly. Did the Rams defense have enough time to refuel?
It's I mean, we did see him. It looked like they were a little gassed. So I don't know. It's going to be quite interesting to see this Rams defense come back on the field.
Yeah, it's so the Cam Akers has gotten every single running back snap this game. Nothing for Malcolm Brown or Darrell Henderson, which you kind of wonder, is that going to change? Because Akers has done a decent job, but he's also had a lot of he just got stuffed on a 3rd and 2. And a touchback. So DK Metcalf is still really upset. He's really upset with whatever's going on right now. Now he's making up for Russell Wilson, but Metcalf seems to be frustrated with what's going on right now. So, DK Metcalf, no catches, 1 target, and that target was the incompletion where he got the ball knocked out on that 3rd down to force a punt. It's basically 8 minutes left to go in the first half of play. Rams leading 6-3 over the Seattle Seahawks. Fakes a handoff to Carson. Wilson throws it deep right, gets it to Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, and you see Pete Carroll had to come over and try to calm down DK Metcalf, and he's still yelling.
Yeah, something, like, I don't know what it is. Like, I understand something, maybe these things aren't going his way, but man's got to calm down a little bit. He's got, like, one of the best, he's going against one of the best cornerbacks in the league. You're not going to find it very easy there. As the Rams have to make a really quick substitution, we're able to get everyone on the field. Carson takes a handoff up the middle, will get about 3 yards, making it 2nd and 7. But now, this is like that moment. If the Rams defense stops them here, it's going to cause some frustration, because if you use your eye test and you're watching this game, you think the Seahawks are just looking like the better team. They have the more cleaner plays. They just look like the cleaner team, but the Rams just trying to hang on to the lead as much as they can, try to get something going on offense, maybe get a touchdown.
Yeah, and they're
a turnover.
They're pretty calm, cool, collected right now on the sideline. You look at the Seahawks sideline with
intercepted. It's going the other way. 30, 20, 10, touchdown Rams. Pick 6. Williams went for a bubble screen. He read it like a book. Darius Williams takes it for 6, and the Rams will find themselves up 10.
So now it's going to be interesting. It was to DK. It was going to DK, and he tried to catch up to him like he did Buda Baker against the Cardinals.
But Darius Williams stared him down.
High stepped into the end zone. He basically taunted DK, and we already know DK.
Said, come and catch me. Come
DK
catch me.
Is about to go back to the sideline. He's gonna be fumed. He has to be fuming after this. DK tried all he could to try to run him down, but saw it was all for naught.
Emotions are starting to get a little heated. So Wilson was right as I say. The Rams defense needs to, if they can force a turnover or flip field position. They did better than that. They just straight up scored the points.
Yeah, and they're being more productive than the defense right now, or the offense. Sorry.
They have scored more points than the offense now.
Seahawks player came over and started talking some trash to the field goal unit or something. What the?
Looks like he did. Yeah, they were. Well, they were just they're having some words probably. Seattle look flustered right now. Seattle look like they're just so frustrated right now. Like the Rams, this is a bad moment for the Seahawks. Need to recover, and they have this drive to have that opportunity, but they got to get themselves together because DK's on the bench, probably yelling. Lockett looks deflated. You know, people are getting upset. It's just not a good thing to have right now because I think it is going to be the Seahawks who receive the second half kickoff. You can't have things like this happen as they take it out, and he'll be taken out about the 25-yard line. So that's the same if he would have just taken the knee there. With about 6.5 minutes left. Seahawks looking for something to answer as they find themselves down 13-3. I would say like this game is right now playing out just as much as the Rams wanted it to, outside of the quarterback play. But the fact that it's right now it's being decided by the Rams defense.
Yeah, and Seahawks offense comes right back on the field. And like I was gonna say earlier to that guy that was just talking trash on the Seattle or the Rams special teams or guy. If I was anyone on the Rams, I'd just say, look, son, look at the scoreboard. Go sit on the bench for a while.
Yeah, so they do a little jet sweep to David Moore, who gains 4 yards. David Moore gets checked out of the game. But
another thing I'm kind of curious about is
I want to see how Metcalf will recover from this now. Can he?
Yeah.
Because that was intended for Metcalf, and yet another target doesn't go his way. Carson takes the snap up the middle. If he doesn't get the first down, it'll be about 3rd and inches, basically. I think they're gonna mark him short. Is what it look. The initial spot looks a little short. But they're gonna say 1st and 10. Interesting decision there. I always seem to be wrong on those. I don't know why, but
sometimes they just give it to him.
30 at the 36-yard line. Wilson, a little low snap, but gets it away. Wilson about to scramble out of the pocket. Wilson fakes someone out, and he will run out of bounds past the midfield. And here we go. The Seahawks offense starting to get some momentum going.
Yeah, and something to watch on this drive is how many plays are going to be going to DK. Because
he was faking it to DK. He was giving pressure. He was going to dump it off to him. Got a guy to jump so that he could run out even more to the edge.
So I know probably DK Metcalf is upset. This is a big This is a big year for
Carson.
DK.
Carson was able to stay out of losing yardage, but gain about 1 on the play as a Ram is down. It is not Aaron Donald. It is a lineman. I think that might be Floyd, though.
Leonard Floyd, I'm pretty sure he came from Chicago, was a former first-round pick, so also another...
I think he's okay. I think maybe he was just staying down. Maybe he was just winded. Maybe something like that happened. I don't see anything being shown of him being injured.
I mean, you just gotta hope...
When you watch this Rams defense, it's really effective that, you have you don't have a very big weakness in any position.
Well, you just gotta hope, Leonard Floyd can recover pretty quickly from this because he is a big factor on that defensive line. So,
false start on the Seahawks. That's going to turn it from a 2nd and 9 to a 2nd and 14.
There's about a Rams guy that jumped off sides.
Can't be doing that right now, man. Can't be doing it. So even though they have the 10-point lead, the Rams have not scored a touchdown in the last 28 offensive possessions.
Yeah.
That they've had so has a clean pocket for a little bit. Now some pressure comes. Here it is. Wilson throws it downfield. He's got wide open. DK Metcalf 10-5 touchdown. Seahawks.
DK finally gets
DK Metcalf. With 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
Looks like Jalen. Oh, actually, it looks like DK might have worked across the field because Jalen Ramsey sat down. There
it is.
In the middle of the field.
He's beaten, and DK. What a recovery from Seattle.
Yeah, big play.
And what a throw! What a throw by Russell Wilson, man. He's got a guy in his face. He's got to kind of arc his arm so that he doesn't get hit. And the extra point, good by Myers, making it 13-10.
Yeah, DK starts working back.
Hyped back up.
You know, that's probably best because, you know, if they would have went out on another drive,
they got
I'm
3
sure.
and out. You know, you're wondering what happened. Like, where's DK's head going right now?
Yeah, but
boom,
gets
wide open.
Gets his catch, gets his touchdown.
Makes it all the way there, touchdown, and you know Troy Hill, he got he bit the cookie on that one.
Yeah.
But so now the question is, and Ramsey's, he's telling him. And now there's some arguments between Hill and Ramsey, so a lot of emotions going down in this game. It's playoff time, man.
Yeah, big game, obviously, playoffs, a divisional game.
If I was a fan, I'd be more worried about Ramsey arguing with people than Metcalf, because we know Ramsey has a much more toxic personality than someone like DK Metcalf. Because you look at this, the offensive line holds up really well, gives Russ his time, but then finally someone gets in, but everyone bit down, and Metcalf was wide open. Great route running by DK Metcalf.
And better throw by Russell Wilson. I mean, what a throw.
1st and 10, about 3 minutes, 43 seconds left in the game. Rams at their own 25 after the touchback. It's a jet sweep to Robert Woods, and that goes nowhere. Loses about 3 yards.
Yeah, and they're showing it again, this DK play. Just what a, DK able to get behind everyone unnoticed, so. Oh, interesting news about to come up then.
What?
About John Wolford.
They haven't got any news on him.
Well, you said, Joe Buck just said status update.
He is questionable to return. Right now. That's what his current status is, as I know it. He is questionable to return to the game. 3rd and 9 after a little dump-off pass from Goff. Goff searching. No, he doesn't. Throws it off to Cam Akers. Akers is going to break into the backfield. He keeps going. He's still going. They're saying he's not out of bounds. And he'll be down at the Seattle 30 if they prove that he didn't step out of bounds. Let's see. Did he go out of bounds? He tiptoed it, and he got it in. That's great work by Cam Akers. Great work. And they are now back in field goal range for Matt Gay. So, this is what the Rams need to do. They've got to keep putting up points. Pete Carroll just threw a challenge flag.
I don't know.
I think the new challenge was Jared Goff across the line of scrimmage.
Oh. I didn't know if they might try to get something.
Oh, he's good. He is good. He is good. I just saw the replay. If the blue line is correct, his foot was he was behind the line when he threw this. So
Any body part
yep.
can be behind the line as
long
long
as he
as the
gets
ball. Yeah.
one that's not passing, one body part's not passing line. His foot was right on the line, but not past it. So, well, good presence by Jared Goff. It was, it was a dump off, and it was a pretty simple pass, but good on his mind to stay behind that line.
I thought he might try to go for the challenge of if he stepped out of bounds anywhere, but
But I just saw the replay. And I was like, no way, he did not step out of bounds. So the Rams sitting at just about thrown 30, and looks like this challenge is not going to work, and the Seattle Seahawks are going to lose a timeout here. Another guy who really effective part of this Rams offense who could be close to retiring is Andrew Whitworth.
Yeah, big left tackle for them. I can't remember.
And they're showing him right now.
Yeah, multiple Pro Bowls. I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's
one
been
of the
really
best
good.
left tackles in the game.
Yeah.
So
they talked about their Super Bowl run. Sorry, you go ahead.
Sorry, so the challenge has failed. Seattle have lost a timeout. And, but yeah, like, you could make an argument, like, I know Laramie Tunsil, really great left tackle, but as far as, like, just pure skill, I think Andrew Whitworth might be the best left tackle in the game.
Yeah. And
losing him, you're...
They talked about his, when the Rams went on the Super Bowl run, that maybe, that would be his last year. But, he came back for a couple more years, wanted,
Akers into the 20, 15, down at the 10, a 20-yard run.
And there it is again, Cam Akers.
Like Cam Akers, man, what an eruption he's had. And just like that, like, this Rams team's, their offense runs weirdly, and they're going to go into the 2-minute warning with a 3-point lead, but there's a flag. There's a flag on the play. Right before the 2-minute warning hit, they're saying there was a flag.
Now, I wonder if they might try to get anyone on holding here.
No, there was no play snapped. It was pre-snap penalty.
Okay, so
last play's gonna stand.
Neutral zone infraction, maybe a false start because
encroachment defense. So
yeah, if it's offsides, they usually let it play.
So the 2-minute warning wasn't activated, so the Rams will at least have
one more play.
Yeah. Until the 2-minute warning now, because you can't end on a untimed. You can't end on a. I mean, you can't like go into a break off of a defensive penalty, and you're gonna get that on. They're gonna get that down. So, 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. Great opportunity. But I guess they are going to hit the 2-minute warning, even though the guy literally just said it back to 2 minutes, and a flag is supposed to stop the clock. So I'm wondering what's the rules here.
They might have wound the clock back to 2 minutes. Maybe the play was stopped at 2 minutes. So
yeah, okay. I mean, I don't know, but so. I mean, the thing about this drive, this is a pretty good scenario you're sitting at for the Rams.
Yeah, you guys, I mean, your defense did give up the big play to the Seahawks, which, at some point was going to happen because the Rams defense has played pretty well this first half, except, minus that one play. And you can't really fault them for it because they've been on the field for quite a while. So
I was gonna say this is also a good drive for the fact that how long has he been able to how long the defense is gonna get to rest, because now they're getting this 2-minute warning break. They're getting this they got that nice long break from this Rams offensive drive. So
yeah, and who knows? Maybe the Rams can keep this drive going all the way up to the second quarter, unless the Seahawks call their timeouts. Which they, if that ends up happening, but you could. I mean, you can at least burn this clock. I think all the
You
way
can burn this
to.
clock pretty well, but obviously, it'd be nearly impossible with such little field left. One decent play and you're already in. But yeah, I mean, the Rams finally are starting to get their drive together. Now, it was birthed out of a very improvisational, scrappy little play. But
Yeah.
you get what you take what you get.
And Jared Goff's starting to get starting to get a little warm.
Starting to get a little warm. Oh, they're actually showing a in-depth look at Clyde Edwards-Helaire's first touchdown against the Texans.
That's interesting. Wonder what that's got to do.
Not, I don't know. It's some commercial. It's just like in-depth look and whatever. All right, Jared Goff. 2 minutes left. This would be the first Rams offensive touchdown drive in 28 possessions. Can they get in? You imagine Cam Akers. He's been the staple of this drive. Akers takes it. Akers is in. Touchdown, Rams.
Really good for the Rams at least to get the score, but I'm kind of interested, why they scored as fast.
They did leave the Seahawks some time, but I think the idea is let's just get this ball in because we have not been able to score on offense score a touchdown on offense for quite a long while.
Yeah, and that's another thing. It's kind of night and day with what certain teams you'd want to, in this situation, what you'd want to do. A lot of teams would just want to try to get, little gains and waste as much clock as you can.
Matt Gay will kick the extra point. He's good. 1:57 seconds left. The Rams, although, if you were to, watch this game without watching any of the scores, I think you would say Seahawks look better. Seahawks is kind of they're cleaner on the eye, but the Rams are they're being a scrappy team. They're getting the plays. And, who knows, maybe, the Rams could just sack Wilson a bunch, get him out of sync, maybe even get another drive going if things go their way, and, the Seahawks offense goes in just completely deflated. That's it's a it's a tough one to look at, but it's definitely it's a possibility what you could see from this team.
Yeah.
Three touchdowns in under 5 minutes of this game after having the first quarter with no touchdowns.
(20-10). Seahawks are about to get the ball back.
And the Walter Payton Man of the Year awards, the nominees for the Rams is the left tackle of note, Andrew Whitworth, while the Man of the Year for the Seattle Seahawks is their Commander-in-Chief, Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Our Chiefs are represented by big man Travis Kelce. Last year's won by Calais Campbell, a really big name to win that one. But here we go. First drive. Wilson throws it incomplete, looking for Hollister. Rams quarterback John Wolford has been taken away from the stadium in an ambulance.
Yeah, so now I start to wonder, maybe you kind of look at how he was treated when he was about to get taken off the field. They were kind of checking on his neck more. It seemed more like. So I wondered maybe if it's not a neck injury.
Me too. I do not know. All right, the dump off to DK Metcalf. Metcalf will get out of bounds would not get out of bounds, but he also did not get the first down either. So clock will run 3rd and 1 as a good tackle there to keep him out of the first down range. 3rd and 1. Wilson gets a low snap. Carson stood up at the line. Nothing. And you wonder, will the Rams have... Yeah, the Rams call a timeout, and as I said, Rudy, force a 3 and out, and now what do? They have time for another drive.
Yeah, and, you know, big stop by the Rams defense.
Carson
was kind of curious that they're going to be able to come out full throttle on this drive, and matter of fact, they do, and get the stop. Yeah. Interested to see if maybe the Seahawks try to get aggressive.
Here's my question. So that was not Chris Carson, that was Carlos Hyde. Why would, on a 3rd and 1, why would you go Carlos Hyde over Chris Carson?
Carlos Hyde is known for being more of the a powerful back. So
I mean, yeah, but Carson is, I would argue, I mean, he's known for being a powerful back, but Carson is not more powerful.
Yeah.
Kick is away, and it will be let go. Nice little kick. Will be out about the 7. Not too bad. Now, I mean, the Rams have a couple options here. Like, you know, they don't have to go for it, go big money on this one. But, you know, they could try to play for a field goal, or they could run the clock out and be up 10 at half. Good well done by the Rams for this first half. I know we were really critical of Jared Goff, and I'm still not 100% sure how much he can get done with this injury. But Sean McVay has managed this game really well, from an offensive and defensive standpoint. So they're at the 6-yard line. You kind of wonder, will Cam Akers, just take the runs, drain down this clock? So Jared Goff is completing 50% of his passes, 98 yards. Cam Akers blown up for a loss of 3 on the play. Andrew Whitworth got pushed over like a rag doll for that to happen. Something you're not really used to seeing.
Yeah.
And the Seahawks will be taking their first timeout because I think the Rams are just wanting to run down this clock now. The Seahawks want the ball back at least one more time.
That's what it seems like, at least, because Rams aren't really in the best position to try to go down and score right now, being right next to their own end zone. But at the same time, they could break off a big run
Whitworth,
or something.
There's talking about how Whitworth, he missed some time with a bad knee injury, and it looked like he, at the time, the Rams were competing for playoffs, but they weren't confirmed, so it may have been his last play of his career for some people if things didn't work out. Akers takes it. Akers going. Akers, first down. 13-yard pickup. And so the Seahawks are going to let this clock align while the Rams are like, hey, let's just go for it now. We've got the space now. We don't have to worry about, safeties and stuff. Goff looks for Kupp, overthrows. 54 seconds left. I think you do go. You do make sure you go safe here if you're the Rams. Make sure you're not making Jared Goff throw it into tight windows right now because you don't want to get intercepted and give Seahawks more momentum right now.
Yeah. And the Rams just trying to take their shot right now, trying to gauge of the Seahawks defense. Defense earlier in the year for them was not the best. So
Akers gets forward for about 6 yards, and you kind of wonder. I think they're just going to sit down and take it, and sit down and on this clock. A timeout called by Seattle, so I think their hope is they'll throw it on this down, maybe get an incompletion and get the ball back and try to maybe force a field goal here. That's what I would believe is what this attempt is for the Seattle Seahawks. A nice look at the defensive players for the Los Angeles Rams. And a very good game start. And if you were to ask, if you were to tell, say, Sean McVay, you're going to lose your quarterback in the second drive of the game, and you're going to, sorry, the first drive of the game, if you're going to have to have Jared Goff with an injured thumb and you're going to be up 10 at halftime, I mean, I think you're going to take that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
they're saying the ball, they're arguing saying the ball might be out. They're arguing saying the ball might be out. But it is, nope, it is not Los Angeles. It is not Seattle's ball.
an awkward handoff there too. I mean, I could see.
And a Seattle player is down.
Seattle seems to be getting a lot of more injuries in this game.
Bobby Wagner, the star middle linebacker, is down.
That is not good for them. One of the biggest pieces of their defense.
Hold on. Sorry. They are now saying the ball is a fumble recovered by Seattle.
Ooh.
Okay, well now that the replay is showing, it looks like he's down and out. So this is gonna get reviewed. Oh yeah, that's not even close. He's down. He's out.
Now it is inside 2 minutes, so you know.
You can't coach challenge,
yeah.
but it's called a turnover, and every turnover is reviewed. So that will be reviewed, and I think that'll be easily overturned. And it's good to see Bobby Wagner walking off under his own strength. Looks like he's limping a little bit, but not an ideal scenario for the Los Angeles Rams. I mean, for the Seattle Seahawks with Bobby Wagner being down. Yeah, no way. I mean, I don't know what ref decided that was a fumble. Because crying out loud, the guy's laying down on his back, and then the ball gets flunked out.
Yeah, he's down. He's basically just taking a nap at this point.
So Wagner is heading to the locker room. Not good. He was making the big plays on defense for them. On those, shutting down the run, making even coverage plays. So not having him would be a big loss. Yeah, no way. That is not even close. Not even close. I don't know. I want to ask the ref, what did you see to say that's a fumble?
Maybe he didn't see him get down or something.
I don't know. Maybe he wanted to call it a turnover and be safer than sorry, and then being able to, and say we can review it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's obviously not a fumble.
Maybe you just didn't see the guy laying get down or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm thinking of, because there's nothing I see. I don't know why this is taking so long, honestly. This is not even close.
Maybe some magical way New York saw some BS that we haven't.
The call has been reversed. It'll be a fourth down for the Rams after a ridiculously long. I know it wasn't that long, but it was way too long. For me you should have went into the tent for like
30 seconds, 15 seconds. Yeah, this isn't even close. We'll just call it back.
Like New York, what do you see? I see two unemployed idiots on the field. What about you? Just point taken, New York. But yeah, I mean, at this point. Jeez.
Sean McVay's over there talking to the side judge.
They're gonna get that 10-second runoff, is what it seems like now. This kind of hurts them in the end of the day, because what happens now is they could have ran out this clock until about 3 seconds left, punted the ball,
and yeah, just hope that they don't get a punt return. Sean McVay's over there talking to the side judge, probably asking what crack you're
So,
smoking and how much is it, because I need the delusion to think that Jared Goff can throw the ball right now. So what? John Hussey comes on the field, tries to explain all the dumb stuff he just saw under there. You know, why it took him so damn long. I don't
this may
know.
have been a giant butchering job by these officials because Seattle didn't have any more timeouts. They had used all their timeouts on the previous drive to try to get the ball back.
Yeah.
But because Bobby Wagner was injured,
That should be another runoff. Because injury timeouts are runoffs.
yeah, so there should have been no reason to stop the clock other than the fact that one referee went in and said, "Oh yeah, that's a fumble."
Yeah.
All right, so they're gonna so they're going to run this clock. They're gonna leave basically 4 seconds left, and they'll punt the ball, and it'll probably be end of the half anyway. So it doesn't. I don't think it affects too much.
Unless if the Seahawks can get some deep balls, and try to spike it or something.
What is this? What are they doing?
The Rams are
offense is out
going
on the
for it.
field.
I think the Rams are.
I wonder if they're gonna take the. I wonder if they're just gonna take
delay
the
of
false
game.
start. I mean, yeah, the delay of game. Take the delay of game, and then there it is. Okay, take the delay of game. They'll punt this ball, and the time will run out on the Seattle Seahawks, and they will go into the half. Okay, so that was a mess that shouldn't have ever happened because it all got born out of a horrid call by a ref that said that it was recovered by Seattle, even though Cam Akers was laying on his back having a nap whenever the ball got stripped out of his hands. So
Yeah, Cam Akers on the sideline. He's also
Like, what
talking
the
to
frick?
he's talking to his coaches, be like, yeah, I don't know what that buffoon on the side saw. Oh, and the Rams take their timeout instead of taking the delay game.
They did, but yeah.
The
whatever.
offense is still on the field, so
It is still on the field. What are they doing?
I think they're
If
gonna try
if they
to.
get
Are
shut
they
down
gonna?
here, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are they gonna knee it? What are they?
0. That's end of the half. Okay.
Did they just
That
snap
is
it
the
and
half.
hold on to it?
They snapped it. Jared Goff ran it backwards and then heaved in the air to drain out the clock. Okay. So that's the half.
I mean,
And just,
good call by.
this is a little
Good call.
This is a little tidbit. Sean McVay is 36-0 when leading at the half,
Yeah.
including playoff games. Just something to think about when you're a Seahawks or a Rams fan. That they are leading by 10. Seattle will get the ball. Start the second half. But
Good
half
call.
for the Rams.
Good call by Sean
You
McVay.
can take over the talking for a little bit. I have to go to the bathroom and check on something.
All right. Try to do some takeaways from this half. Rams. Rams need to start getting it going on offense a little bit more. Only score has really been, their defensive score, and then the Cam Akers 6-yard run into the end zone. So hopefully, they can get it going a little bit. Try to get something started on offense, and Sean McVay has to dial up some a little bit more gadget plays, trying to get try to get Jared Goff into a rhythm. And for Seattle, big thing to talk about is offensive line help. You need lots of offensive line help to try and you gotta help Russ out a little bit, and their big score has been from that DK touchdown. But other than that, Seahawks offense has been, pretty terrible. They had the pick six. They've gone 3 and out quite a bit. So you got to get something started. if you're Seattle. Now, a big thing for the Rams is to just keep playing. They're playing great defense right now. Lights out defense. You got to keep up with the lights out defense. Oh, you're kidding. Well, that's tragic. I don't know if you guys just saw my screen, but T. Higgins, who has been my star wide receiver, got injured. Anyway, so star-studded defense. They just got to keep playing up to the level that they're playing right now. Seahawks defense just has to force more passes, and cover short passes, because right now that's probably Jared Goff's best bet. So.
All right, I have returned.
All right.
So I mean, wouldn't you say that it's right now? It's kind of come down to the plays that I'm looking at are the key plays are the pick six, obviously.
Yeah.
And I also just look at how, Did they just say John? Okay, I was about to say, did they say John Wolford just had a big half? Jeez.
Rubbing it in the faces, I guess.
But yeah, the pick six would probably be the biggest key play so far, because that's what sparked the LA kind of surge that they've had. And second is just like I'd say, oh man, okay, they're just showing a picture of John Wolford getting put in an ambulance in a neck brace.
Yeah.
That is not good. That is very sad for John Wolford. And what should have been, I'm going to say it again, that is a dirty hit that should have been a flag. Unbelievable. I just can't believe it.
And we did talk about it. I mean, I said I thought it, had to be some sort of neck injury, the way that they were kind of tending him on the field. So.
Yeah. Scary moment for John Wolford, obviously. Now, so Aaron Donald has not really affected much of the game since that first drive where he got, those 2 sacks.
Yeah.
He's gotten 1 more sack since then. Leonard Floyd, he's been a good part of this pass rush. Patrick Mahomes tweeted after those sacks, "Yeah, that man, Aaron Donald, is a bad man."
He's not wrong. And he should know that, especially after his first, when his first year starting had to go against.
The Rams.
Yeah. Oh, and Larry Fitzgerald wants a Super Bowl ring before he retires, of course.
And then here, so you kind of get a tale of 2 different plays when you talk about the pick six and then the DK Metcalf touchdown. Because in the other one, it was the perfect read by Darius Williams. He absolutely, he knew where the bubble screen was going. He knew to get in front of there, and he made the play. The other one, all the cornerbacks did the wrong thing.
Yeah.
They were like, "Oh, let's all push up," and DK Metcalf's like, "All right, I'll streak forward because no one's here to touch me." I mean, so through this first half, who do you think has been like the MVP of each team?
I'd have to say for the Seahawks, even though DK made a really great read and a great catch, I have to say Russell Wilson for mostly that throw, and also for staying in the pocket when he's getting destroyed, when his offensive line's getting destroyed by Aaron Donald and all of them. So, and for the Rams, right now it's kind of a toss-up for me between, Cam Akers and Aaron Donald.
Yeah, I was going to give mine to Aaron Donald, but there's so much disruption in the pocket for Russell Wilson to navigate, and it's making the offense have to run at such a slower pace, and which is not really helpful for them.
Yeah, so.
All right. My MVP for Seattle, I would probably also give it to Russell Wilson. Even though I will say Tyler Lockett, he's been, he's made some big catches here and there. But it just stinks that he hasn't really, they weren't effective enough drives because of certain stallouts. So, there's a look. I see this look at that Cooper Kupp catch. He literally, basically, it looked like it was intended for a corner, for the Seattle corner, and then he just swiped it away and pulled it in before he fell over. So great play by Cooper Kupp. And, whenever we do commentary over the Washington Tampa game, obviously you're going to run into a lot bigger skills gap, to say the least.
Yeah. Mike Evans supposed to be playing, and...
Well, you gotta basically hope... Now, the biggest question will be Young, Kerrigan, Sweat, Allen. They said they want Tom. They want Brady. Will they eat those words, or will they come up clutch? Because if those four can make problems for Tom Brady, I know I'm not breaking any headlines here, but Brady can't move too well. I know. It's a big revelation. Can't move too well. So that's going to be a big difference maker on what's his name? That's going to be a big difference maker on how Taylor Heineke can manage this game. Because, if that defense is flipping the field position, he'll work with a much smaller field, and I think that's good in his case.
Yeah, and, he did show off his arm a little bit. I mean, he doesn't have a weak little arm, noodle arm, but,
He's got the running back committee.
Yeah, we just don't know exactly what we're working with here. He's only played a quarter of, professional NFL football. So.
Oh, definitely. It's definitely a tough call to make. I think the easy pick here is Tampa's gonna win, but I'm gonna, unless something else gets announced, like a shock news reveal that Chase Young, he
tore his ACL on the way
to his ACL or something. I'm gonna stick. I'm not getting off my not getting off the train yet.
Yeah,
go with Washington.
Yeah, and I'll stay on the train with you because I've been riding with Washington. I've been riding with Washington ever since Alex Smith came back in the Lions game. So I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with my pick. And they've been the only team so far this year to deliver for me when I stick with my pick. Most of the time, at least, because some other teams didn't make the playoffs that I said would. So. You're gonna call Mike? Because Mike got this.
Jeez, I just saw a video of a guy, he threw piping hot coffee into the air at negative 42 degrees.
Oh, and did it freeze in the...
It froze in the air.
Yeah.
That's insane.
This just in, Texans hired Bill O'Brien as their coach. God, that'd be hilarious.
Geez, that's insane. So I think while we're talking, like, we get off the games that happen today and move on to some games that are going on tomorrow. And so they open up. You got what is it? What is the opening game?
Ravens Titans.
No, it's not.
Isn't it? I thought it was. Is it not the Ravens Titans? Oh, we lost Gabe. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, there
I
he
guess I'll
goes.
probably make my predictions now because we're not going to probably do a whole separate video to do them at this point.
Yeah.
I think the Ravens are going to get their revenge.
Is that that's the first game, isn't it?
That is the first game of the day.
Yeah, I figured.
Then you go into the Nickelodeon streamed New Orleans Saints.
Hey, it's a
the Chicago
simulcast,
Bears.
so you can watch it on CBS if you don't want to watch the Nickelodeon version.
I don't know why. I'm really drawn to go and try that out. With the SpongeBob
Reporter.
commentary team.
Yeah.
They're break off the first play. 50, 45. He's going all the way 40. What a return by the Seattle Seahawks to kick off the half.
Yeah, I guess
That
they went to the
halftime
locker
flew
room.
by. I didn't
Yeah.
even know they were going to go.
They went
But
to the locker
I guess
room.
the final game, the Sunday night game, Browns-Steelers, I'm going to go with the Steelers to win this game.
All right. Well, my picks. You know, I'm gonna stay with the Titans on this one, and I know the Titans don't have that great of a defense, but
The pass rush is bad.
yeah. But the Ravens' kryptonite, I believe, is Derrick Henry. And you know, yeah, go.
Alright, Russell Wilson hands it off, fakes the handoff. Here comes Aaron Donald, wrapping around from the back, throws it deep, overthrows Jacob Hollister. Going to that deep right corner.
And you know, the Ravens did bring in, you know, Unique Ngakoue, Calais Campbell, and you know, trying to stop the run a little bit more, but I don't think it's gonna be enough because you know King Henry did have 2,000 rushing yards this season. So you know, I'm gonna stick
Wilson.
with the Titans.
Carson, that'll be a nice 7 to 6 yard gain, and it'll leave them at third down. You'd think after such a great return, you really don't want to settle for 3 points on this drive.
Yeah, and the guy that returned it, you're looking at his face right now, and he's like, kind of, you know, seems a little disappointed at least. Can't really blame him though. I mean, right now.
So the Seattle Seahawks have not converted a third down yet today. They're sitting at 3rd and 3. This is what that Rams defense tries to do. Wilson. He's hit down the first minute of the second half. Wilson takes a snap, looking, thinking about scrambling, gets shut down. Here comes Floyd. Floyd chasing him down, doesn't get him. Russell still looking, throws it for the end zone. Incomplete. No flag. No flags.
Kind of amazing that Russell Wilson was able to get out of that, though.
Boom.
I mean, he kind of
Now,
juked out all those defenders.
Okay, here's my thing. Keith Carroll's right now getting on a referee for not calling an unnecessary roughness. Well, sorry. I think maybe you owe him one after what Mr. Blitzboy did to John Wolford earlier today. So that'll bring up 4th and 3, and they still not been able to convert a 3rd down yet today.
Didn't really
And
lower his shoulder, or
Seahawks.
didn't lead with his head. He just kind of lowered his shoulder a little bit.
Here we go. Seahawks 52-yard attempt from Jason Myers. Snap is good. Hold is good. Kick is good. They'll cut it down to a 7-point game.
But yeah, kind of wasted field position here. Couldn't get anything done. Rams defense were able to, get it done. Hold them to only 3 points. So now it's going to be interesting to see what the Rams offense can do coming out. See how, if Jared Goff got any treatment on his thumb during halftime. It's going to be really interesting to see exactly how he plays, and if he did get, some sort of treatment on his thumb, how well was it for him to be able to throw the ball? So, and also to see Sean McVay.
Yeah, and obviously you're Pete Carroll. I understand you want to protect your franchise quarterback, but I mean I didn't really see there to be argued for a dirty hit.
Yeah, I mean he lowered the shoulder to go into the hit, but he didn't lower his head and hit him above the shoulder or anything.
Charged his shoulder into him.
Yeah,
and Wilson was still in bounds too. It didn't make connection with his head. He got him in the chest. So yeah, I didn't see much there, but you gotta defend your franchise quarterback. But if the Rams, I think the Rams, what their goal should be, just keep answering them. Keep answering. You don't need to reinvent the wheel here. Just keep answering. Goal should be to at least get a field goal on this drive, because then you gotta keep making the Seahawks make the plays. And right now, that's been the main problem. Even whenever they got that big spark on the return, they go 3 and out. So what is your prediction for Bears Saints?
Really close game last time they played. But then again, they were playing Nick Foles. Mitchell Trubisky's kind of playing a little bit better, but then again, it's been against some not as good defenses as the Saints are. So, it's kind of a hard pick for me, but I think I'm gonna have to take the Saints on this one.
Definitely, it's tough to not pick the Saints to win this game, to be honest.
Yeah.
Now, next is Browns. Steelers. I went with the Steelers.
Now, you and I have talked about all season.
Here's the kickoff return. He's also going to get some work here. He's going to keep going. He's going to go maybe down. That's for a pull out, but they're going to say he was down by contact. He was down. He hit the ground.
Now,
before the fumble came.
We both all season have rooted for the underdogs, and I'm rooting for the ultimate underdog right now, or the second ultimate underdog in these playoffs. Football team, I think, the ultimate underdog. But the Browns, with no coach, you're going to be missing a couple players, missing a Pro Bowl lineman. Baker Mayfield hasn't been to the playoffs, or the Browns haven't been to the playoffs, and since the 90s or 2002 or something like that.
2002.
Yeah, so
whenever the Steelers knocked them out of the playoffs.
So I'm taking the Browns on this one because I'm just rooting for the underdog here. So.
All right. Here we go. Hands it off to Akers, who will take it for about 3 yards. It'll be it'll be interesting to see because, with that good return, even though it wasn't as good as the
Seahawks one.
The Seahawks one, but it was Now they just need about a first, maybe one or two first downs, and they're gonna have field goal range and do what I said they need to do, just keep answering. Goff looking, searching, throws, incomplete, searching for Cooper Kupp. Throws it. He was just searching. He looked lost in the pocket, if I'm honest. He was trying to find something. Had the dump off, but Jamal Adams was ready for it. Was able to knock it free to bring up 3rd down and 6 with about 13 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Goff only completed 4 passes in this half. I mean, so far this game. Been a rough go for him, but he's been kind of bolstered by a strong running game and some big plays from the defense. Goff searching under pressure. He's going to get sacked, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Jaron Reed. His 2nd sack of the game. The Seahawks cause and now a pair of 3 and outs from each team, just like the beginning of the second half. The beginning of the first half, and this will be down to whose offense can produce more right now. So the Hackers brought on the punt at a 4th and not exactly the way you wanted to start if you were the Rams. Kick is away. It is high hanger. It's going to be taken. Reed won't have as good as a return as he did last one. We're taking up at the 25-yard line. All right. So you went with the ultimate underdogs, the 2 ultimate underdogs in Washington and Cleveland. I went with one of the ultimate underdogs in Washington. Definitely be interesting to see how it works out. I will not be able to watch